There's a Jewish French woman who was allegedly kidnapped, raped, and threatened with murder, all by a man who sought revenge for Palestinians. The 32-year-old man is being charged with religiously motivated death threats and use of narcotics, according to French media. Also in the French headlines, the leader of the far-left LFI, or France Unbowed party in parliament, is being summoned for police questioning for comments that could be seen as justifying terrorism in regards to the October 7th attack by Hamas. The MP, Mathilde Panot, says it's the first time in modern history a head of a parliamentary faction was summoned on such serious grounds, and says it's an exploitation of justice. Earlier today, I spoke with the executive director at the Representative Council of French Jewish Institutions, Robert Echnez, about the terror facing the streets of France.
This is what we've seen since October 7th and even before, but on October 7th, they legitimated the attack from Hamas, refused to call Hamas a terrorist group, and this has been all along since October 7th. It's getting worse and worse every time. So that's the situation we're seeing now in France with the LFI party. And it makes Jews quite unsafe and secure in the French society, because of all the demonstrations you're showing and all the expression of hate and basically what you call terror in Israel is what we call anti-Semitism. This is how we feel it and how we've seen it on this occasion with this attack of a woman in the northwest of Paris.
And you mentioned that attack of the woman also, so it's not just what we're seeing in the political sphere with these politicians saying it, we're seeing it now accumulate on the streets as well. It's not just that Jewish people feel unsafe, in many instances they are unsafe.
They are unsafe in many regions and neighborhoods. They feel unsafe all over because of these type of behavior. And this type of behavior, why do I link it? Because it's words that transform into acts, and basically legitimating terror and an attack on Jews basically makes it possible to happen in the French society by people who feel totally authorized to attack Jews, to violate women, and so on and so forth. So we've gone a bit further in the hate of Jews in France with this occasion.
Coming back in studio now, I want to hear both of your perspectives quickly. Amit, when you see this,
one word that I have to say about it: we are missing something here. What we are dealing is not just anti-Semitism against Jewish in the world, in the Western world, in America, in Europe. It's a sign. It's a sign for Europe, for United States. It's a radical Islam is raising up. And this is the sign, and we have to concentrate on this, not just in the Jewish problem. It's not a Jewish problem. It's not the Palestinian problem. It's the raising up of the Islamic Jihad in the world. And this is what have to concern the Western world.
And I wanted to add to that the situation in France is worse than in America. Simply some numbers. You know, in France you cannot conduct a referendum. It's against the law. But you can estimate how many Muslims are there in France. More or less today, 10% of the French populations are Muslim. Most of them are very good people. But the fringes, those Amit was talking about, are rising. They rose already when Daesh, 10 years ago with Daesh, they sent people. In America, you still have only 1% of Muslim. Growing. But the problem in France, and in France you have what you don't have in America, an anti-Semitic party. The leftist party of Mélenchon, the one who is now being accused, is brazenly anti-Semitic. It's far left, but anti-Semitic. And the situation there is difficult, and I will give you another number. Usually 3,000 to 4,000 Olim come from France every year. We have already 6,000 since October, meaning double, at least double the number.
That's